Hey, today I'm going to show you two really easy bass scales. They're pretty straightforward. You're going to pick them up super fast, but they're very practical. You're going to use them all the time for coming up with bass lines, for coming up with bass solos, for coming up with any sort of part, and for mapping out the neck. They're really going to be useful to you, and you're going to pick them up really fast. So here we go. Oh, also, a lot of you watch this channel every week and aren't actually subscribed, and it would really help me if you actually click the subscribe button, and that'll help me make more videos for you. So here's the free lesson. Okay, so the first one I want to show you is the major pentatonic scale. We're going to start on G, which is our 3rd fret of the E string here, and it's super easy. It's 5 notes. Check it out. It sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's based off of 5 notes that we chose out of the major scale, and we picked the ones that pretty much always sound good. So it's your 1, your 2, your 3, your 5, and your 6. And then guess what? It keeps going up in the next octave. So the whole thing sounds like this. That first one, you put your middle finger on that 3rd fret there. So that's your G, your 1. And then your pinky will be on the 5th fret, which is your 2. And then your index will be on the next string up, the A string, this one here, on the 2nd fret. And then your pinky again. So think of it like there's one string or one finger per line, right? So all of the notes on this line are your index. All of the middle ones are with your middle finger on the 3rd. The 4th is going to be your ring, and your 5th is going to be your pinky. It doesn't always work that way with bass. It's funny. I think a lot of the challenge of playing bass is knowing which finger to play which note. But when you're playing a major pentatonic shape, it's easy. You just take one finger and assign it to each fret. But what's cool is you can take that same shape and you can move it anywhere. So you can start with G. Right? Or you could go up a string. And the cool thing about these pentatonic scales is they work over pretty much any chord. You can play a major pentatonic scale over pretty much any major chord. You could play a minor pentatonic scale over, guess what? Any minor chord. So if you know those two scales, it's going to help you get around on the neck to come up with bass lines or to come up with solo ideas. You can manipulate these scales in different ways where you put them on different things and can create different sort of colors. They're just really helpful building blocks. So I think they're 2 of the most practical and 2 of the most helpful scales. So that's the major one. I'm going to show you the minor one, minor pentatonic. We'll do G minor pentatonic. We'll start on the same note. We'll use our index this time on that 3rd fret of the E string. And this is what it sounds like. 5 notes, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just 5 notes from the minor. And it's a 1, then what we call a flat 3, and then a 4, a 5, a flat 7. You don't have to worry about why we call them flat right now. You just need to know that those are the names that we call them. And what's cool is you can take this shape and put it on pretty much any minor chord, right? And which fingers are we using? I'm using my index on the root, the 3rd fret there of the G string, and then I'm using my pinky on that B flat, which is our 6th fret. So it's the same thing. We're assigning a finger per fret. It's just we're starting with our index this time on the root instead of we were major, we had our middle finger on the root, and now that we're doing minor, I have my index on the root because the shape is more here than here, right? So it's index, pinky, index, ring, index, and it keeps going up again, just like the major does, in the next octave up where it goes like this. Is the whole thing. And guess what? You can add a spicy note, which is the one in between here. So if you're on G, that sounds cool, right? It's your blues scale. We just added that flat 5 in there. So we're modifying our minor pentatonic, which is modified from our minor scale. Why am I showing you these two? because these two I think are going to be the most actually practical scales that you can use every day on almost any song. Anytime there's a major chord, you can use major pentatonic. Anytime there's a minor chord, you can use minor pentatonic. There's some exceptions, but it's probably very, very unusual, and you probably aren't playing super heavy jazz music at this point if you're watching this video. So don't worry about it too much. Just know that these are really helpful shapes where these notes are probably going to work with whatever you're doing. So if you see a major chord, you can probably play major pentatonic. If you see a minor chord, you can probably play minor pentatonic. If you want more stuff like this, I have a whole bass course where we go much more in depth. It's called 4-String Fundamentals. The link is in the description. Let me know what kind of bass lesson videos you want, because I'm going to make a bunch more of these. All right, thanks.